Alright, crazy friends, this is a special video this week on YouTube because we had a huge milestone this week.
Yay!
If you know anything about YouTube, you know that 1,000 subscribers is kind of a really big deal, and this week we passed 1,000 subscribers. So thank each and every one of you that's watching, and especially those that have subscribed. That's a huge deal for us.
And
we
if
got
you
here a lot
haven't,
faster
do it.
than we thought we would. So we're going to do a special video in honor of that. So in honor of 1,000 subscribers, today we're going to answer 1,000 questions. Okay, we're not actually going to answer 1,000 questions. We're going to answer a few questions, and not questions we came up with, questions you came up with. So we put it out to everybody on our social media and our YouTube channel, and so we've compiled kind of the top questions that we get from you guys, and so today we're going to answer those. Alright, so one of the questions that we get a lot is, what's the deal with the kids? We say that we're an RV family of 9, but you don't always see 7 kids, so we get the question, wait, where are your kids? And so that's the first question we're going to answer is, what's the deal with the kids? But you know what? I don't think that's a question we can answer by ourselves. I think we need a little help.
Come on! Wow! Are you okay? Are you okay?
Chrissy, are you okay?
Alright. Okay, so we do get the question, what's the deal with the kids? We see that you're an RV family of 9, but what does that mean? So we do have 7 kids. Our 5 youngest are adopted. They travel with us all the time. And then we have 2 older children that travel with us most of the time, but not all the time. So let's actually go to them and let them answer that question for you.
Hey, so we just wanted to say that yes, my parents do indeed have 7 children. We are their 2 oldest biological children. I am the oldest, and I just turned 21. And this is their second oldest, and she turned 19 in January. So the reason you don't see me in a lot of videos is because I live in my parents' hometown in an apartment, and I've lived in this apartment since before they even moved into the camper full time. And I have a full-time job. And at the time, I had a boyfriend who is now my wonderful fiance, so I will not be even considering moving back into the camper because we are getting married in the next few months, and he will be moving in with me, and we will be living here together as a wonderful married couple, and we will definitely not be living in the camper, but we will be visiting my parents fairly often as we can.
And I am their second oldest, and I actually do live with my parents full-time in the RV. But whenever we're close or in town, I always come and stay with my sister, just whenever I can to hang out before she gets married. So that's why I'm not in a lot of the earlier videos, but after now, I'm gonna be with them a lot.
And that's the deal with the kids.
Okay, so the second question that we get for the kids is, what was it like to move from a big house with your own bedroom and lots of space to living in a small camper with no space and sharing a room with your siblings? So we're gonna let the kids answer that one. Christopher, what is the best thing about living in a house?
That we could stay up and play in our rooms.
Yeah, okay. And then what's the best thing about living in a camper?
That we get to go on adventures.
Yeah, we get to go on lots of adventures. All right, Sky, what is your favorite thing about living in a house?
Well, you could go in your rooms and shut the door. Nobody has to annoy you.
And what's your favorite thing about living in a camper?
It's small to clean because a big house, it takes a while to clean.
That is a good point, my friend, says from the girl who helped me all the time. Joseph, what was your favorite thing about living in a house?
I like to have my own privacy.
You like to have your own privacy. Well, what do you like most about living in a camper?
That we're gonna make new friends everywhere.
We do. We make friends everywhere we go. New friends, new adventures, right? All right, Rosie and Ruthie. Rosie, do you like living in a house better or a camper better?
A camper better.
A camper better? Well, what do you like about living in a camper?
I like to play in the camper.
You like to play in the camper? Yeah, you like playing in the camper? All right, Ruthie, do you like living in a camper better or a house? Which one?
I like the camper better.
You like the camper better too? Yeah. Well, what do you like about living in a camper? What do you like about it?
I like to play in the camper.
You like playing, who do you play with in the camper?
Toys,
Toys, that's right. And who do you play with? Who do you like to play with?
dinosaurs.
With your new dinosaurs. I thought it was going to be Rosie, but
No,
is a
dinosaurs.
dinosaur.
So we're going to keep going with the kids throughout the whole video so that you can get them to know them a little bit better. We're going to cut away and give them a question blast. And so we're going to give them like 45 seconds to answer as many questions as they can. And we'll do a couple of those right now. All right, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Superman.
What's your favorite sport to play?
Football.
What's your favorite sport to watch?
Football.
What's your favorite place that we've visited so far?
Great Smoky Mountain.
Which one of our pets is your favorite?
Bike.
Who snores the loudest in our house?
Christopher.
Whose feet stink the worst in our house?
Christopher.
If you could be any animal, what animal would you be?
The lion.
What is your favorite Disney movie?
Aladdin.
What's your favorite color?
Orange.
Who is your loudest sibling?
Christopher.
If you could go anywhere, where would you want to go? Anywhere in the world.
Hawaii.
If you had one superpower, what would it be?
To go back there.
Awesome. Good job, buddy. Ready?
Yep.
All right. What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Smoky Mountain Fudge.
What is your favorite sport to play?
Maybe soccer.
What's your favorite sport to watch on TV?
Football, I guess.
What's the favorite place that we've visited so far in our camper?
Great Smoky Mountains.
Which of our pets is your favorite?
Finn.
Who snores the loudest in our house?
Christopher.
Whose feet stink the worst?
Christopher.
If you could be any animal, what kind of animal would you be?
A dog, I guess.
What's your favorite Disney movie?
Aladdin.
What's your favorite color?
Teal.
Who's your grumpiest sibling?
Christopher.
If you could go anywhere, where would you want to go?
Yellowstone.
If you had any superpower, what superpower would you want?
They stopped.
Cool. Good job. So the next couple questions are also about the kids. The first one that we get a lot is, what do you do with the kids when it rains, or what are you going to do with the kids when it's so cold and they have to come inside?
Yeah.
Well, the first thing is we hope not to have a lot of cold. That's the beauty of having a camper, is we can chase that 75-degree weather all around the country. And so we're not looking forward to being in the snow. I'm not really cut out for that cold weather stuff anyway. And so we're hoping not to have a lot of that. But then when it does rain, we just come inside, we play a board game, we let them play on their media, and that's really kind of a special thing. In fact, they kind of enjoy that,
right.
Because we are doing so much stuff outside with the hiking and the exploring the national parks that when we do have a rainy day, they kind of like that downtime.
It's really nice to reset.
Yeah, and we're also moving all the time, and so every campground has a new playground, a new field, a new layout, a new place to ride their bikes, and so most of the time, if we're here, even if we're not out exploring, they're wanting to be outside anyway.
Right.
So we're spending so much more time outside that when it does rain and we're inside, it's kind of a nice respite.
It really is. It is. And another question that we get a lot is, what do we do about school? How are we, are we homeschooling? Are we doing school online? Like, what is our school situation? So really quickly, I'll answer that, and we're going to put some links in the description box so you can kind of look a little bit further about that. But first of all, yes, we homeschool. We said that in one of our other videos that we've been homeschooling for about 12 years now. So we homeschooled our older daughters, and we're homeschooling our younger kids. So that's not a change for our kids at all. What is a difference is road schooling. So really incorporating incorporating different types of curriculum. So that's been new, but we have some old standbys that we've always used. Saxon Math is one I used with my older girls, and we continue to use that with all of our kids except for the twins. They have different things for their developmental level and challenges, but we use Saxon Math with all of the typical kids. We also, I have a degree in English, and so I really take a hold of that, and I pull together things that really kind of work for our family and our different challenges and stages and ages. So we just do a lot of different things for that. We work on grammar this year. We're working on a lot of writing and a lot of reading, and so those are the things that we're really punching hard on, is just those writing skills, those reading skills, and a lot of grammar right now. So those are the things we're doing for language arts. Science and history are really taking themselves in the road schooling, because right now we're a part of the Junior Ranger program, and that has been excellent. So we really, when we're around a national park, we dive into the history of that. These books are pretty big. They're 25 to 30 to 40 pages long. So it's a lot of great information, and we have to get out into those parks to find those answers. So this isn't Googling or getting online. This is reading and experimenting and touching and feeling and talking to rangers, real life people. So we've loved that. So that's new for us, but one thing that we are all loving.
All right, you ready? All right, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Chocolate.
What's your favorite sport to play?
Football.
What's your favorite sport to watch?
Football.
What's the favorite place that we've visited so far?
Mammoth Cave.
What's your favorite pet of all of our pets?
Brownie.
Who snores the loudest in our house?
You.
Whose feet stink the worst in our house?
You.
If you could be any animal, what animal would you be?
Maybe a lion.
What's your favorite Disney movie?
Star Wars.
What's your favorite color?
Purple.
Who is the loudest sibling?
Rosie and Ruthie.
If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you want to go?
To California.
And if you had any superpower, what superpower would you want?
Speed.
All right, good job.
Do you like cookies or ice cream?
Cookies.
Cookies. Do you like cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Do you like Minnie or Daisy?
Minnie.
Do you like Finn or Brownie better? Do you like yellow or purple better?
Yellow.
Do you like Mickey or Donald more?
Mickey.
Do you like Doc McStuffins or Dora better?
Doc McStuffins.
Do you like a grilled cheese sandwich or a hamburger?
Goat cheese sandwich.
Do you like Yogi Bear or Boo Boo Bear?
Yogi Bear.
So our next question is about the other little people that live in our camper, not our kids,
We have
our
so
pets.
many
in
people and
addition
animals.
To the 7 kids, 6 traveling with us all the time, we have 3 pets, and so we have 2 dogs and a turtle, and so we get questions all the time. So this is Brownie. He is our oldest pet. We've had him the longest.
Yes.
He is a rescue, and so he is part Boykin Spaniel and part long-haired Dotson. And so he is our old man. He's the best dog ever. Yeah, best fetch player ever. He's my buddy when we're driving. And then second, lazy dog over here. Second
It's
is
late.
Finn. So this is actually our 19-year-old's dog. She got him for her 16th birthday as a puppy. And so this is hers, but he travels with us even when she doesn't travel with us. And so this is Finn. And then finally is Spiky. Hey, quit trying to hog the camera, dude. Finally is Spiky. Spiky is our turtle. And he is an eastern box turtle.
We guess. I don't know.
We found him in our yard. And so me and Joseph were out at our old house weed eating out in the garden. And I looked down and said, man, that's a weird looking rock. And it wasn't a rock. It was Spiky. Yay. And so we picked him up to go show the kids. And one thing led to another. And now we have had him for
over a year.
A year and a half,
year and a half.
I think.
And he's done so good.
Yeah, he loves it. And
Yes.
it's still entertaining for the children to watch him eat his worms and mealworms. It's just great. So anyway, so that's the little people that are littler than our little people that live with us.
Okay, ready? Do you like cookies or ice cream?
Cookies.
All right. Do you like purple or yellow better?
Purple.
Okay. Do you like cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Do you like Minnie Mouse or Daisy Duck?
Daisy Duck.
Do you like Finn or Brownie better?
Clown.
Do you like Mickey Mouse or Donald Duck?
Donald Duck.
Do you like Dora or Doc McStuffins more?
Dora.
Dora. Do you like grilled cheese or hamburgers?
Uchi.
Do you like Yogi Bear or Boo Boo Bear better?
Yogi Bear.
Good job.
What is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Chocolate.
What is your favorite way to waste time?
Reading.
What is your favorite place that we visited as a family?
Disney World.
Which of our 3 pets is your favorite?
Finn, obviously.
Who snores the loudest in our family?
Family.
Who has the stinkiest feet?
Christopher.
If you could be any animal, what would you be?
A snail.
What is your favorite movie?
How to Train Your Dragon.
What is your favorite color?
Pink.
Of all of our siblings, who's the loudest?
Family.
If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Scotland, probably.
If you had a superpower, what superpower would you want?
The mind of a supercomputer.
The next question we get is this is a good question. What would we do differently now that we have lived in the RV for almost 4 months now? So what would we do differently? And for me, it is, I would like to tell myself, my 4-month ago self, to have, just to not have the expectation that everything's going to run perfectly. I will tell you, there's not a day that goes by that something doesn't break, something doesn't fall apart, something doesn't burn out. There are little bitty things all the time that you really have to learn to go with the flow. There's going to be sinks that are going to stop up. There's going to be elevation issues we just had with our hot water heater. It seems like all the time there is something going a little bit wrong, something you have to tweak or fix, or just something that's just annoying you and is a struggle. And I would just tell myself to lower my expectations and to really kind of go more with the flow. I'm really learning that. Is very difficult when you have a lot of kids and then the camper is not working. So it's already kind of an adjustment. And then I kind of expected everything just to work like it's supposed to work. And that just doesn't happen very often, like never. So I would tell myself, go with the flow, calm down a little bit, and just expect things to go wrong and roll with the punches a little bit more.
For me, I would say, I don't know that there's anything I would do different, as much as it's something that we did different that we hadn't planned that I would not change for anything now. So going into this, when we launched, we were planning on hitting the road. Like we had done several months worth of weekend shakedown trips. And so it wasn't like we hadn't ever been in the camper. I mean, we'd been out in it a pretty good bit. But we were going to hit the road, and go. I mean, out west, headed straight that way. Well, because of COVID, we ended up sheltering in place, meaning we stayed in one campsite for 2 months.
Yeah.
So that was not at all in our plan, but I would not change that for anything now. And honestly, if you're thinking about going full time, I would suggest that to you. Is take, you don't have to take 2 months, but I would seriously say take 4 to 6 weeks.
Really?
Rent a discounted campground with a month rate and just go sit there. It's just so different living in it. It gave me an opportunity to adjust so many things, even to purchase some upgrades that we didn't think we wanted to do, but we ended up realizing we really needed and to get them done. So it wasn't necessarily something that I would do different, but something that happened differently that I wouldn't change for anything now. All right, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Mint chocolate chip.
What's your favorite way to waste time?
I like to watch anime and horror movies.
What is the favorite place that we have visited as a family? Pass. Which of our 3 animals is your favorite pet?
Brownie.
Who of our family snores the loudest?
You do.
Who has the stinkiest feet?
Christopher.
If you could be any animal, what animal would you be?
Snow leopard.
What is your favorite movie?
Coraline.
What is your favorite color?
Green.
Who is the loudest of the siblings?
Christopher.
If you could go anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Japan.
If you had one superpower, what superpower would you want?
To move things from my mind.
And the final question that we have gotten is, what is the hardest thing and what is the best thing about what you've done
Kind of a
so
Worthington
far?
high and low,
Yeah.
like we did the first month.
Yeah, we play high-low around the dinner table, and we got the question back at us. Is best and worst now that we're further into the journey. I would say the hardest part for me is not having a schedule. I'm very scheduled, and so far we haven't found that. That's not to say that this lifestyle doesn't allow for that. We just haven't found that yet. And I think this got more to do with really COVID, completely changing our plans, and then having to stay close to home to get all of our wedding planning done. I really feel like, because we've talked about what our schedule is going to be, what our weekly kind of day in, day out is going to be, what our day-to-day schedule is going to be. And so we do kind of have a plan for it. We just haven't been able to implement it yet. And so I'm really looking forward to that. So that has kind of been the hardest. And then the best, hands down, is just having all these adventures with kids. Knowing, every day we get up and go do something together, and most every day it's going and seeing something that none of us have ever seen before. So that part has been even over and above what we expected it to be, and we knew it would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I've loved it. I really have. So for me, the hardest thing is it's twofold, and those two things colliding together. So it would be moving a big, large family from a big home to a tiny RV, and just working through those first couple of months of adjustment, of expectations, like I talked about, of what it would be like. All the expectations, all the emotions, all the highs and lows from so many people, and as a mom kind of working through all of that, plus cooking meals and trying to keep homeschooling going. It was just a lot, and that would have been a lot. It would have been a lot. But then you add in that our oldest daughter is getting married in just a few weeks. And so planning a wedding is an emotional thing. And to not be right there with her all the time has been really, really hard. We moved from where she was and now we're gone. And that has been really, really difficult for my mom heart. And to do it all remotely has been very difficult to manage. Also, the fact that her wedding venue and plan has changed 3 times in the past 3 months. And so it would be hard to move your family into an RV. It would be hard to RV with a large family and a lot of pets. And it would be hard to plan a wedding by itself. And it would be hard to plan a wedding during COVID by itself. But wrapping all that together has just really been a challenge. So I think that's been the hardest part for me, is just kind of dealing with all of that, being here and fully present, but also needing to be fully present with my daughter and all the things that she's going through. It's just been challenging, really, really challenging. But we've managed it, and I would say that the good absolutely outweighs the bad. And so the best part for me is the times when we're all together. So we got to do at the Great Smoky Mountains. I would say for me that was a big high, because it was our first national park after COVID, getting to go to our first national park and getting to do it all together. Even our fiance was able to come. And so my perfect 10 was all together, all 10 of us, and that was really one of the best parts, is getting to experience these wonderful things together. And for me, the best one in the past 3 months is doing that with all of us together for just a little while. So those are our highs and our lows.
So that's our not quite 1,000 questions to celebrate our 1,000 subscriber milestone. Hope you learned something. We just want to say a really big thank you to all 1,000 subscribers.
Thank you.
Looking forward to our next 1,000 and what God brings along next in our adventure. And so thank you so much for joining us.
Bye. We love you.
if you missed out on being part of that first 1,000, don't worry, you can be part of the next 1,000. Just hit that subscribe button, and if you missed our last video, you can click right down there and catch up on that as well. Until next time, we hope you find some of your own crazy. See you next time.